A relationship with the right referral partner could be a game changer for any B2B company. So what if you could reverse engineer these relationships at a moment's notice? Start a podcast, invite potential referral partners to be guests on your show, and grow your referral network faster than ever. Learn more at sweetfishmedia.com.
You're listening to the B2B Growth Show, a podcast dedicated to helping B2B executives achieve explosive growth. Whether you're looking for techniques and strategies or tools and resources, you've come to the right place. I'm James Carberry.
And I'm Jonathan Green.
Let's get into the show. Welcome back to the B2B Growth Show. We are here today with Marcy Shinder. She's the Chief Marketing Officer at WorkMarket. Marcy, how are you doing today?
I'm great, James. Thanks for having me.
I am really excited to chat with you today, Marcy. We're going to be talking about on-demand marketing today. But before we get into that, I'd love to just set a little bit of context for our listeners. Can you explain to everyone listening just what is WorkMarket and what are you guys doing over there?
Sure. WorkMarket is cloud-based software that automates work, which helps companies large and small scale and manage a flexible workforce.
Love it. I love it. And so that's going to be a big part of what we're talking about today, Marcy, is this idea of, on-demand marketing and it has a lot to do with what you guys are doing day in and day out at WorkMarket. So to transition us into, we're going to talk about enhancing your team for on-demand marketing, but just so listeners have a really clear picture of what we're talking about, can you kind of define on-demand marketing for us?
Absolutely. I mean, the evolution of technology and consumer expectations are influencing customer experiences, and that's really fueling on-demand marketing. If you just think about your own life, and any marketer out there can relate to this, just in your own life, you're used to having things on demand, one click away, Uber, seamless for your lunch, etc. That mentality has translated itself into the workplace. And certainly marketing leaders expect results from their teams and are expected from their management in a matter of seconds. They need results at their fingertips. They need things done quickly, not the hours, days, weeks of old. And that's really what on-demand marketing is all about. It's about bringing talent to your marketing agenda on demand to drive the outcomes that you need beyond what was possible in the old inflexible model.
Got it. And I've had a couple people on the show, Marcy, and we've talked about Agile marketing.
Yep.
Is on-demand marketing related to Agile marketing at all, or is it kind of a different beast altogether?
Agile can be used broadly, but certainly, Agile in the technology world is different from the waterfall approach. Waterfall was more fixed, stage, stagnant, and as a result, wasn't moving at the pace of today's consumer. Agile moves flexibly at the pace of today's consumer. On-demand marketing is the same thing. The old marketing model of fixed teams. You have a certain number of headcount. You have a fixed budget. You have to work within that every single day. Is not able to move to the ebbs and flows of demands that come at you from the consumer marketplace and from your own management and from your own aspirations. And that's where you do need an agile model to come together. What we supply from the agile portion to the agile model is that talent portion and the automation of the work that enables the talent.
Got it. Okay. So Marcy, this next piece that I want to talk about is kind of around the marketing organization structure to, as we talk about on-demand marketing, it would seem like the traditional structure obviously needs to be rethought, rebuilt. Can you talk to us about what do you see that structure looking like? Is there, I doubt there's a one-size-fits-all structure here, but what are your thoughts on restructuring a marketing organization so that they can embrace this on-demand marketing idea?
It's pretty magic, the new model. The old models we talked about was, fixed W-2 employees and big agencies. And it has its benefits, but boy, is it lacking. Anybody who's leading a marketing department can identify with the myriad of things that you're constrained in that model. Imagine the flexibility, the freedom, the new leadership challenges and opportunities of having a mosaic of labor that includes W-2 employees. So you'll still have your existing team, but you're going to add to that team freelancers, some of whom you know, some you may not know, former interns, maybe who are back at school and are working on the side for you, temps, maybe you have a great staffing firm who supplies the kind of resources you need when you need them, retirees, agencies, big and small, all that comes together to be your flexible team on demand. And I'll tell you, I came from the big company world. I was there for many, many years, and I dreamed of this kind of model. And it was the reason I came to WorkMarket. And here at WorkMarket, my own team uses this model. We literally have all of the components of the type of worker that I described to you that we leverage on demand to get marketing work done every single day, from communications work to reports to demand generation to brand identity. And it's an extremely rewarding and productive model.
Okay. So Marcy, I recently interviewed Alan Gannett. He's the CEO of a company called TrackMaven, and he talked to us about kind of a couple different ways that he's seeing content marketing teams specifically being structured. And it was interesting to me how I hadn't necessarily thought of it the way that he suggested. He talked about structuring it by stage of the funnel. So instead of kind of the traditional kind of structure or organization of a team being, I guess, I don't know if linear is the right word there, but essentially he's seeing a lot of his users organize their teams by stage of the funnel. And then he's also seeing a lot of his users organize their team by the different verticals that they serve. So it's a more like holistic approach to tackling content specifically. How are you structuring the team around getting marketing related tasks completed? Is it around stages of the funnel? Is it a different model that you're using?
I'm using a different model. I mean, I think, as you said, one size does not fit all. So that is clear. So I've organized a little bit more by function, and I have support for each one of my each one of the leaders in my department has their own cloud. Adrian has a communications cloud. Musa has a brand marketing cloud. Anthony has a product marketing cloud and a digital development cloud. But I'll tell you what every single marketing use case has in common. It has two things in common. One is its use of intelligent automation, which is the software, and the second is the development of this cloud. And we can go into those in more detail if you like.
Yeah. Let's do that. So let's first talk about the intelligent automation piece.
Sure. And I should mention, I'm borrowing that phrase from Accenture. They talk about intelligent automation in their 2017 Digital Trends Report. And the idea there is taking all of the components of work from finding talent to verifying it's the right talent, to managing it, to engaging people in the specific tasks, to paying those people and rating those people. All of that, a truly ridiculous amount of work goes into just managing the pieces of that work through email and faxes and scanning and meetings and phone calls and all these things that go into just getting the work organized. What WorkMarket does, what intelligent automation does, is automates all those pieces of the work that go into doing the work. Connected to that, once you get the pieces structured for automation, you connect to your virtual cloud of workers or virtual talent pools. And there you put it together with the various, it's going to be some people that you know. So it's going to be some of the people that I just talked about that we use, the employees and the interns and friends and former colleagues and so forth. And it's going to be some people that you don't know, that you've never worked with before, who come to you through the recommendation engine. And this is where the intelligent part of automation is important, because in our case, we have advanced algorithms and machine learning that get to know you based on what you've said, that make a match very similar to if you were on, a dating site, where we're looking at all of the attributes that are important to you personally to match great talent to exactly what you need when you need it.
Oh, I love that. So recruiting talent is baked into the intelligent automation piece of what WorkMarket does. Am I understanding that right?
Yes.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. And then you mentioned like former interns, different types of workers being in this virtual pool of talent. What have you found, Marcy, as far as like training and onboarding? If you're, if it's super flexible and you're bringing in people and you're using some people more in some months and other people, more in other months, and it's adapting, this workforce is adapting so much to the flow of work that you actually need done in your organization. Does it come down to, at least for you guys, the person that's leading each virtual pool of talent kind of oversees onboarding, training, making sure that each person in that talent pool is equipped to be able to do the work that they're going to be tasked to do, or is there something else that I'm not thinking about as it relates to that side of it?
Yeah, I mean, what we hear from our customers, and certainly what we experience ourselves using the solution, is our customers describe it as they've used the word magic. Like they see it as a different way of leading, and the way it's elevated their ability to think about leadership. So the answer to your question is yes, it's up to them to think about how they keep everybody engaged, how they make sure people understand the specific, qualities of the brand or the specifics that are important to that culture for integrating. They keep in touch with the people and build relationships, but in a new way that is, I think it's very logical to the millennial culture. It's really consistent with how millennials have kind of created their own networks. For folks who have been doing this for a little bit longer, it's you go through an aha moment where suddenly you realize all of these things that were constraints in the past are just evaporate, because you put together the right automation with the right labor clouds and you apply it consistently and you think about leading at this new level. It is there's nothing but possibilities in terms of what you can deliver.
One thing that I'm thinking about right now, I mean, a big piece of managing a distributed team, our entire team is distributed, and a big piece that I found for us is communication. Does WorkMarket have a component? Are the virtual clouds of these teams, are they communicating inside of WorkMarket, or is there an integration with a tool like Slack, or how does the communication piece work?
The communication takes place primarily within WorkMarket, although we integrate with a whole host of other providers. I'll name a few: Workday and ServiceNow and SAP and others for integration into the overall company's technology platform. And if Slack is part of the platform, certainly that it can live alongside of, if not integrate directly.
Got it. Okay. Marcy, this has been incredible. I think this is absolutely the way that teams have got to move. You're just seeing so much more of a need. I guess the need has always been there, but you're seeing where the traditional way of work is just lacking in several ways. And so I love that you guys have built something that answers so many of those pain points. Marcy, if there's somebody listening, maybe they want to stay connected with you, or they want to learn more about WorkMarket, what's the best way for them to go about doing both of those things?
I'd love for them to reach out to me directly, Marcy, Marcy, at workmarket.com. You can also visit our website. We are going to be coming out with a new website in the middle of April, so stay tuned for that. And again, thank you for having me, James. It's a delight to talk to you, and I love how forward-looking your whole agenda is, and it's been a pleasure to be a part of it.
Love it. Thank you so much, Marcy. This has been fantastic. I think our listeners are going to get a ton of value out of this, so I really appreciate you hanging out with me this afternoon, and excited to see the impact that this kind of idea can have on the market as a whole. So again, Marcy, thank you so much for your time.
Thanks, James.
If you're a B2B marketer, we want to feature you on sites like the Huffington Post, Social Media Examiner, and Chief Marketer. Every week, we send out a question related to B2B marketing. We use the responses to those questions to fuel the content we write for really popular websites. So head over to sweetfishmedia.com/questions and sign up today.
Thank you so much for listening. Until next time.